This week on the Unqualified Gamers Podcast, we wish you a happy Memorial Day.
Appreciate it.
Episode 120.
120. We knew that's what it was.
There we go. We knew it was 120.
Are you sure it's 120?
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Because I think Kai said something about 119.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know.
Yeah. Every once in a while, Kai tries to throw me off a little bit, but I'm on top of my game here. I'm the best podcast producer for the best gaming podcast in the world.
I was wondering if you were looking at the old episode or not, so I just said 119.
Nope. I scrolled to the top of the page. It said 120. I was like, oh, yeah.
Top of the page that I made that said the episode that it was?
Yeah.
Read the notes.
But the fact that as soon as you said 119, I read 120, I was like, well, one's lying. Pretty sure it's 120. So I'm with it.
It's 120. It is 120.
Is it that old thing of you have two people at the doors, one lies, one tells the truth? What question do you ask?
I have no idea. I don't know, man. I'm just here. So last week we recorded with Darren, right? And my PC decided to start giving me issues. My I've had a lot of issues, and I know why I've had them. But I tried to reinstall Windows, didn't fix the problem.
Which Windows?
Windows 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I had
That's
Windows
probably
10.
half the problem right there, but
it wouldn't let me upgrade to Windows 11. I don't know why.
Oh.
I tried everything; it would not let me. It wouldn't give me the option.
You know, I think that it did the girlfriend thing of it told you so many times, and finally when you're like, okay, fine, I'll take the trash out. It's like, dude, no, you can't do that anymore. You're not allowed.
It might have. I don't know. But so this is going to sound pretty wild, right? But I figured out it was my motherboard causing me problems. I think the PCI slot was going out, but that wasn't the full issue because I went out, I bought a new motherboard, a new processor, and new RAM. Okay, I had already upgraded the power supply, and I had already
after you'd already bought all that stuff, so you returned it and bought more, or this is
no. I went out and bought new stuff.
Okay.
Installed it. I bought an AMD board, an AMD processor. First time ever I've ever bought that. But the the 7900 3DX is the best board for gaming, apparently. That's what everybody says. Even like every website I could find, that's what's telling me. Until the 9950 just came out, like 2 days ago.
When this hits a short, everyone in the comments will tell you differently.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're just going to jump you for actually taking a stand on something.
Yeah, well, I have several stands to make right now. I installed all of that stuff myself that night. My buddy came by to help me, and I was already done. He helped me. We basically installed Windows, started up a game of Tarkov, crashed again. It was the NVIDIA drivers that were causing the crash, but that port was going out. It wasn't getting the proper. So that port's being sent to Intel. Hopefully it gets repaired or whatever.
Was it one of those things where it was a because we run into the same problem with like OBS, and with a bunch of other programs where they kind of screw up between updates, and so you kind of have to like pick and choose what updates you really want to install.
Everybody that knows me knows the minute an update comes out, I install it.
Which is
Windows,
why I have so many issues.
Windows, my motherboard, NVIDIA, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
not OBS anymore, though. He finally done with OBS.
Yeah.
Set all of his settings probably a dozen times.
Yeah, I'd say every time I updated it resets all my everything. But regardless, I've always been an Intel guy, like hardcore Intel guy. I love Intel, and I love NVIDIA. But the fact that driver completely bricked my PC, the only way I was able to play is I had to go back 2 drivers and install it on the website. I couldn't even do it through the app. I had to uninstall the app completely and just go to the website and install that driver. Worked perfectly fine after that. That being said, I'm gonna buy AMD this time. I'm gonna try it out. Reap loves it. I'm a man. I can admit that Intel's got a lot of problems, and NVIDIA, they got a lot of problems too. I'm just like peace of mind. I'm just gonna try it. See if I have better. The only thing that I'm wondering, because NVIDIA has NVIDIA Broadcast, and I love that. It's a great
tool.
Tool, as long as you have like a 30 or 40 series graphics card. It really was not working very well with my 2070 Super. And Zeus had some issues with his 2080 Super with it, right? I thought it. No? Oh, I thought you did.
I mean, I have a 2080 Super. It works good for me.
Yeah, it would lag on me and stuff sometimes.
No, the thing that I have some issues with is actually my my CPU. So mine is the half gen before yours. I have the 850.
Yep. I had the 10900K. Yeah.
And I apparently you can't overclock your RAM with the 10850. You can with, I guess, the 10900.
Are you a guy that overclocks this RAM though, or?
So I didn't, but when Streets of Tarkov came out, it was so RAM intensive that most of the content creators, Gigabeef and Jesse Kazam and a bunch of these again streamers were saying, "Hey, try doing this." And if you had, high-end RAM, unless it was locked, you're only getting a certain portion of, a certain percentile out of it. So by overclocking it, you're getting 100% out of it. They just kind of lock it. Mine is apparently just locked because my motherboard doesn't allow me to.
Okay, so this is my question. So because I had DDR4 3600 megahertz. But my computer first read it at 2400, and I had to go change that. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
236. Okay, so you just couldn't control your RAM, basically. It wasn't like you were trying to overclock. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
Well, apparently it's considered overclocking in the BIOS when you go to actually.
It's just it's not. I wouldn't say overclocking, more clocking. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But so now I have 64 gigs of DDR5 at 6,000 megahertz. So either way.
Can you tell me the correct timing ignition of a 64 Chevy?
I mean, I could. I probably could. I could look that up. But
my cousin Vinny. I'm just sorry.
Yeah. I know. I got it. I got it. Oh, that's a trick question. Sorry, it was a trick question. But yeah. Anyway, I don't want to talk about price. Money's not an option when you have a podcast to produce. Okay.
Well, money's not an option. Then we found Randy Pitchford's #1 fan right now, CCPunishment, willing to pay the $80. And if you don't have it, and
I'm not a Borderlands guy.
If you're a real fan, you'll make it happen. How bad do you have to be as a CEO to go? The guy didn't even have to say anything. He could have just sat there.
Yeah,
quietly.
that's what we talked about yesterday. The way that you win that is just don't respond. Right?
I mean, either not respond
because you don't respond to 99.9% of comments anyway.
But you can
why would you respond?
You could say something in a more effective way. Not if you're a real fan, you're going to buy it. Because I honestly was going to buy Borderlands 4 as soon as it came out because I was like, it looks interesting. Now that he said it that way, I'm like, well, now I'm not going to buy it. And I'm not saying everybody's not going to buy it, but
you're not the only person. So I guess
I'm sure
right now Borderlands as a whole is being review bombed.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm not surprised.
And
I mean, you tell somebody you'll do it, and if he would have just
put this out there to all those haters that were adding me in our comments on the video about Borderlands, I now get to say it a fourth time: trash, 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 and trash.
Yeah,
there is a lot of there's several that agree with you, obviously, and I mean, I don't think that you articulated it the way you meant it the last time. I mean. You said that.
Here's the thing.
You said that 3 was bad, and I don't think you meant. You said this. The story was bad, right?
The story was bad. He said the gameplay was good, and some people agreed with him.
Yeah, a lot of people agreed with that.
Some people disagree, but a lot of times the people that you were saying, there were some people that I was talking about. They're like, "Oh, it was the same engine. It was the same game." I'm like, "You can have multiple games on the same engine. It doesn't mean it's the exact same game." And then it went into it's the same gameplay, and I'm like. What are we doing here?
I don't know. What are we talking about? That video, I did not expect to blow up the way it did, but I mean,
he actually didn't even realize that it blew up until he's like,
no, it blew up on YouTube. The comments I was getting on YouTube was insane, and the comments on Instagram were insane. But it really blew up on TikTok, 60,000 views or something.
I give up on YouTube. I don't know if anyone else out there, and if you've had these experiences, please leave a comment on it. Our view counts on YouTube will spike up to 2,200, 2,500, almost 3K And then by the end of the week, we'll be back down to like 320.
No.
views.
The worst part about it was it will go up to like 2,000, then down to 300, then sometimes back up to 1,000 or something, or 12. Like, it's just weird.
So this week, our video this week, it was funny because we had more comments than views on the video.
Yeah,
we had like
insane.
35 comments on it, and it said like 4 views.
Yeah, that's wild.
I don't know.
That's wild.
YouTube, talk to me. Like,
they say that they're trying to control bots, but like, I know like 10 people that aren't botting that watch it, and I mean, obviously, like my sister, my one friend reached out to me because he was watching it. He actually sent me a text that I said, "Don't believe it until it happens." So he texted me that. My friend Tommy Zelkowski, actually, kind of hilarious. And then he told me that he was at his friend's wedding or cousin's wedding the other day, and they actually watched us too. So I mean,
yeah, that's crazy.
They also didn't believe that he knew me, so he showed him pictures from his wedding.
What's crazy is say
the guy's name again. Give like a direct shout out to this dude so that they can hear it at the wedding.
Tommy Zelkowski. They know exactly who he is.
What's crazy is like this show has grown to be so. It's growing to be so big that like, how did that conversation even come up? You know what I mean?
Who knows? Yeah.
Like, yeah. So like, hey, we appreciate all of the listeners, everybody that's commenting and pushing the show. We appreciate you so much.
Except you're that one dude on TikTok that I just added. Yeah, don't follow us anymore.
the one guy, who was it? The guy that was giving you crap or whatever?
Yeah, the one guy that has more issues than followers. By all means, see the door.
You're talking about the guy. What did he say? Marty McFried. He said, and because of that simple top guy, I will never watch the podcast or whatever it is. You are trash. He said, you need all those buttons. He meant if you need all those buttons.
What's his name?
Marty McFried.
Marty McFried, I want your sub in your view, my friend. You can be my friend, and we can
that's fine.
hate on Dr. Zeus together.
And then, and then another guy was talking about the actual Cronus and stuff. He said it's cheating. His name is a Friendly Yeti. But he said, good grief, dude, 17 buttons is not auto-aim. I just found that hilarious.
Listen, yeah.
So maybe
that was another video that got a lot of...
spoke about that whole thing, all right? So what the whole point of that conversation was, and it was kind of taken out of context, is that it is not the cheating software that we are... it's not something that Ricochet or that... whatever the hell Valorant's thing is. Like, it's not something that they're going to catch because it's an input device. It is hardware, not software. And that was what I was trying to get across, was just that it is a hardware thing, not walls. It's not aim lock. Yes, there is scripting. Yes, it is allowing you to put in your controller.
But it's not through your system. I just can't get over. Another thing.
It's like a macro almost, basically, for your controller.
I have never used a Cronus. I don't even know how the thing works.
I just know how they work because of the research I've done from doing this podcast. When it first came out, it was a huge thing that Queen Cheese and I like researched and looked into. I almost bought one just to like see what it's like, but then it would be like, oh well, you have a Cronus. Like every time I played well or something, but I don't even play with the controller.
So who was it that got banned from the Cronus just now? Like Swagg.
Okay. I don't think that's even true. Listen.
You think they did it just for?
No. I think it's, and I know you guys, neither one of you guys agree with me on this, but the whole Nadia thing, I don't think she was a cheater anyway, but she used the accusations to get views, right?
Bro, she was 100%.
But like Swagg, dude, he's not a cheater. Swagg's not a cheater, and I think this whole thing is just a ploy for views. Which hey, whatever, do what you got to do. But there's no way he's going to make a video about that.
There was actual gameplay of him and the dude next to him calling him out for the whole thing.
No, yeah, I've seen that.
Not being able to hit his shots.
But was he doing it on purpose?
He was aiming at them, so maybe he went to mouse and keyboard for that one thing, and he's normally on controller. I don't know. Is he? He's
normally on controller. So he's a controller player.
So then it doesn't even matter. The dude, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit. I think it's just like a clout thing, like trying to get views, like because now people are going to come watch him to see if he's cheating, and try to call him out for it. Like that's what I think a lot.
But that doesn't even make sense if he got banned.
I don't think he got banned. He didn't get banned. I think it's all bullshit.
Although if he did get banned and he's on the game, should we all just report him for ban dodging?
We don't need to, because he'll get banned. I mean, that's like, what was that? No, but what was that one dude? Fortnite had God, I can't think of the guy's name. He was a huge Fortnite streamer.
Ninja.
I think he was in FaZe. And he got banned on Fortnite.
Just got people banned for stream sniping him. And it's like, I'm sorry, if you are broadcasting what you're doing to tens or hundreds of thousands of people and are pissed off when people are trying to get in your lobby to interact with you, you don't deserve to be where you're at that point. He was actually getting people banned.
Oh, yeah, he was. But also,
there's nothing in the TOS about stream sniping.
No, actually, I think there is. I think
you can put like a 2-minute delay
in the and I think in the game too, like, because let's say that there's something to do with, like, I think Fortnite bans it too, because
screen peeking.
No, because like, people can come in your game and give you free kills and shit and help you win the game, and that's against the rules. Because like,
that's different. That's
but I think
and
right, and that is illegal. But I also think that's part of the, like, because a lot of the people that would stream snipe him weren't even trying to kill him; they were trying to help him, and he's like, "That's not. I don't like that." So,
but he's not getting those people banned.
Yeah.
Well, I think they do get in trouble, but regardless, like, you don't want
the people from Fortnite.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Saxophone. What is it? Saxophone Banana Dude. I think I actually.
That guy never got banned, because that was XQC's guy mainly. He mainly attacked XQC, the Saxophone Banana guy. But yeah, no, I don't know. Stream sniping sucks. Put a delay on. I agree. Like, yeah, it should.
The delay makes it hard though, because you can't interact with your chat in real time at that point.
Does Ninja interact?
That's
with
the hardest part. Yeah.
Say again.
Does Ninja interact with his chat?
Sometimes.
I don't really think so very much.
Yeah, whenever he wants to, like, lose his mind on something.
Honestly,
wears off, or
all you have to do to fight stream sniping is hide your screen. Hide your screen when you're starting a game. Pretty simple. Talk to your chat, doing your thing. Hide your screen. Click it, and then when the game actually starts, when you're getting ready to jump out of the bus, turn it back on. I mean, that's pretty simple. There's a lot of ways around it, yeah. But,
I mean, people will still try and do it that way.
But yeah, the Cronus,
deny it. But
back to the Cronus is ridiculous, and like, I can't imagine. I want to know how many people actually use the Cronus. Like
68 people.
Again, I am not I am not for the Cronus. I am not a proponent of it. Like I said, my big thing was, it is just not the cheating that everyone is saying it is. It is not walls.
It's aimbot.
It is not. It's
aimbot.
It's soft lock.
It's I don't think that's true. I think it's basically,
I think it's more like a macro.
I'm gonna have to buy one. No, it's not a macro. It's there's scripts in it.
No, I'm saying it's like a macro. It's scripts, yeah, but I'm saying it takes away that recoil. So it knows what gun or whatever, and it just, instead of allowing it to go up in the pattern, it just does the reverse of that pattern.
Well, yeah, you don't have any recoil. I think I'm gonna buy one, and I don't plan controller. So, but I have one. I think I'm going to buy one and just try it out.
You've heard it now. CCPunishment is planning on cheating in Call of Duty.
No.
Lobbies.
But this is like, I need more information about this thing. I need to know what it can do.
You should do it in a
like a private lobby.
A private lobby.
Yeah.
Are you just going to be like Goat and the freaking wiggle thing for Tarkov and just try to ride on those coattails?
Yeah. No, I'm
going to be the 8,000th person to download cheats to see what it's like to be a cheater.
But everybody has different ideas on what it can do. Like, if I buy one and we try it out, then we know what it can do.
You try it out.
Well, yeah, I'll try it out. Yeah, I'll try it out.
I'll go to the private lobby though. I'll let you shoot me while we're.
Yeah.
Let's. I mean, if you still lose, it's your own fault.
I won't. Whatever. I don't need a Cronus to beat you.
We'll move past. I guess Siege is also going into the thing that COD did, where they'll no longer use a KD ratio.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They're doing a lot with how they're doing Siege X though. I mean, that's one of the main things that they brought up. Was
now it's going to be cost or coast, however you want to pronounce it.
Coast,
kills,
cost,
objectives, survivability, and trades.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just
weird. That's just weird.
They use it already though, but they're only using it in the pro leagues. So now they had it on like the board for the preview for X. So now it makes it seem like it's going to be everything instead of just the pro leagues.
Well, we'll see.
And then that would be better because it would determine
You've never played
elo
Siege?
A lot different than
about this. I've never played Siege.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty difficult game. If we're being honest,
I really liked it when it first came out. I loved it for like 6 months. Me and my buddy, I'd play with my buddy Mike, my buddy Steve. We'd play constantly.
That was like one of the first games racing I got on PC.
Yeah,
Siege
not a great choice.
Just seemed like search and destroy, but that's all it is just search and destroy.
Yeah, it is.
Kinda, yeah.
So why would I want to play a game that's just a portion of another game?
Because it was
more tactical.
It was more tech. It was different. Like you could board up walls and go through windows.
Speaking of boarding up walls, like I don't know if we're going to keep going on Siege.
We're going to have to. There's so much to it.
Kai, go ahead and finish up with Siege.
Okay, so we're going to put a pin in that one. We're going to hold up the boarding. So we talked about how the cost will now determine your elo instead of just like your KD, which is, I think, a good thing. Another thing they're changing is electricity. A lot of times you put it on like the walls or in the barbed wire or something like that, it'll hurt players.
Mm-hmm.
Now it won't hurt players. So they can stand in it or whatever, run against the wall with electricity.
It'll just like slow them down.
It slows them down. They scream in pain. So that way you kind of know where they are.
But it doesn't take their health away.
Right. And if you had a wall and like a Cade or Bandit or something put electricity on it and it lit up the wall, it would destroy like the Mira and the mute jammers, but that's going away. So it's not going to ruin those anymore, which is great, I think, because now you're going to have electrified wall, Mira, all that good stuff.
It'll be cool to see what that does for it. Maybe they'll go back to it if it doesn't do what they think it's going to do.
I think it'll work out well because a lot of times what they're trying to do is put a hard breach on the wall, right? The heavier walls. But if you have electricity on it, it will destroy that device. So you have to stop the electricity before using it. I can't believe
this game is still so huge, but it is. My nephew loves it.
Now it's upgrading. Another great thing that they're doing is with shield ops. When you vault in, you can no longer ADS while vaulting in. Like you have to pick up your shield to jump through the window to get back and then go back into ADS, which is great because a lot of times shield operators could jump through a window, be crouched behind their shield basically and shooting over their shield, and it made it like impossible to kill them. Kind of dumb. But then also Blackbeard will have a thing. So when you're like ADSing, you couldn't really tell if the shield was there or if it was destroyed. I mean, you could kind of see some cracks in the screen or whatever, but now it's going to be tinted. So when you're ADS'd, you'll actually tell how dark it is if your shield's still there or not. Big plus on that one. Abandonment sanctions. They obviously, like every time you would abandon, like most ranked games, I feel whatever game you're playing, if you're playing ranked, as soon as you leave, you get abandonment sanction. And I understand because I used to play Rocket League, and when a player leaves, you're screwed.
Yeah.
But they're not going to give you an abandonment sanction this time if you leave for like a couple times. But if it continues to happen, it's like now a lot harsher of a ban. Good. So it's going to take a lot longer.
But yeah, I understand like giving like a couple of, because like, what if your like computer crashes or your internet cuts out or like I get that. Like
right, which is good. Yeah, I mean sometimes it happens, and I mean it's happened a few of my friends a few times too. Yeah. But they also just did a whole bunch of bans anyways because people were doing elo glitches, and even if you did one elo glitch or did the elo glitch one time, it didn't matter. You got banned or you got set back to copper, something like that. So a lot of people were getting banned. They were getting sent back. And then the last thing before we go to the boards, they have a new audio that's being implemented into X, which I think will be amazing, especially if you've played on any maps that have like, 3-tier stories and stuff like that, like a basement, a top floor. They've changed the sound, and I actually watched the video where they showed the sound difference. Sound is awesome. It's more of an echo from the basement as to where it's more of a thud from above you. Mm-hmm. So now you'll be able to tell instead of just hearing footsteps, you don't know if it's above or below. You'll be able to tell if it's above or below, which I think right there is a huge improvement.
Tarkov did something like that. I mean, their sound is still kind of wonky. They're still working on that. I'm going to keep giving them credit because at least they are implementing things and they're doing things to improve the game. The cheaters, it's a thing. Every game's going to have them. Again, I'm not for them. I don't know why I feel like I have to say that, but they're actually actively trying to make the game better, adding maps, adding weapons, balancing rounds, whatever.
I feel like PvE was a pretty good ad because you can still play with your friends.
An amazing ad, yeah.
But also it gets rid of the hackers for you. If you want to play the game and just...
It does now. So when PvE first launched and they were still doing server side instead of client side,
you could.
People were actually hacking into your PvE games.
Yeah, but they fixed that, so you can't do that anymore. I have to give Escape from Tarkov a ton of credit because I was done with that game. To be completely honest, I was done with it, and PvE completely changed that. I'm having so much fun playing that right now. Like, we play it every day, every night. I'm having a blast. So
you're gonna buy it again when it comes to Steam?
No, I don't need to.
I'm just kidding.
I won't need to. So I already have the Unheard edition.
Going back to the boarding up, okay, not identical to it, but I guess COD is bringing in a new device that's going to allow you to lock a door shut from either the inside or the outside.
They have that in Ready or Not.
Really?
So,
yeah.
What a lot of people are thinking is, you're just going to do like 5 recons and then get to the middle of the map, board yourself up. So they think that it's going to be like a rat's paradise or a camper's paradise. While other people are like, no, if someone's inside of a building or if someone's inside of a room, I'm just going to lock both sides of it and leave them.
Yeah.
So
as long as that doesn't end to be the last circle, you're good.
So there's, Darren's going to love this thing because he's going to like board himself up on top of his building and then only the ropes will be able to come up at that point. A lot of people did bring up that doors are not bulletproof, so you'll still be able to probably blow them up, or you'll be able to shoot
a grenade
through it
blow
because
it up,
all tacticals or all whatever, they can all be interacted with if you have certain perks, right? Or you can shoot them or whatever.
They honestly should make it so that like if you lock the door or whatever, like a C4 will still blow it open. That would be cool.
Or a grenade.
It's not just locking it; it's literally this big piece of metal that goes from side to side with the like.
Right, but it should it should just blow the door open.
Like an explosive should blow it up. A thermite, a grenade. I mean, obviously a flashbang shouldn't, but
what I think it's going to do is that you're not going to be able to just. I mean, we've all run into it where we've had someone sneak up behind us, slow open a door, and then just wipe a team.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they're going to be getting rid of that whole thing.
Well, data miners also found in Black Ops 6 some wall running, which apparently isn't supposed to be getting used until 2025 Call of Duty.
Didn't they try that in a game and it was like one of the worst COD?
Yeah, it was like the advanced.
Was it Advanced Warfare? Yeah. I don't know which one. Yeah, I remember.
They had like eco
was it
suits
Advanced
and all
Warfare?
that stuff.
Was it Infinite Warfare? Was it Futuristic Warfare?
It was one of those. I don't know.
Warfare on Mars. I feel like it's just
one of the ones I didn't play.
The last COD that I bought was Modern Warfare 2019, and I feel that was a really good, COD.
That was good, and I also think Modern Warfare 3 was really good too. I'm a big Modern Warfare guy.
Wasn't a fan of it.
I liked Cold War. I liked the campaign on Cold War too, but that's the last. I
always felt like the graphics for Cold War were a little bit off compared to Modern Warfare.
Yeah, they're more like cartoony.
Cartoonish.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the World War II one?
There was 2 of them. There was the one that was actually World War II.
Wasn't one called World War II?
Yeah, so I bought World War II back in the day for PS3 or PS4. I forget which one now. But no, what was the other one called? It was the one that
World at War, I think.
No, it was actually in Warzone. Like they brought back all the World War II weapons for Warzone.
Oh yeah, I think that was.
I thought that was a Black Ops. I thought that was like Black Ops.
It wasn't a Black Ops. It
3.
Was...
I don't know.
I just remember World War II.
I remember. I thought
that was the game.
Oh, Vanguard.
Thank you.
Oh, see that game I hated Vanguard. I didn't even play I didn't play anything. I played I think 2 or 3 matches. They wouldn't let me get a refund, and I just never played that game again.
I always just bought them because at the time I was playing. Like I would grind guns before the game came out. Like Warzone, the update came out for Warzone.
So I feel that COD is good when you get the free weekends. But I don't think that a COD at this, like the free multiplayer weekends, that's great. I'll go in, I'll play multiplayer for like 2-3 days, whatever it happens to be. But then I don't miss it when it's not there anymore.
It's I'm past
other
multiplayer.
Games like again like Modern Warfare 2019 or Black Ops 2 or even Black Ops 3 a little bit. 4 not so much at all. But you used to like miss it when they would like have downtime, or Modern Warfare 4 where like you couldn't play with your buddies and you couldn't play with whatever team you were with, and you kind of missed it. Now it's like, okay, cool. I can play prop hunt. That's
to be
great.
Fair, I love prop hunt. So.
Yeah, prop hunt's fun. I love prop hunt.
Yeah. There's people who've been they're like streaming careers out of prop hunt.
There's actually a game called Prop Hunt too, but the Call of Duty to me anymore, like I like Warzone. I don't really care about multiplayer. The only reason I ever bought the game was, like I said, to level guns for Warzone, because it's just not my thing anymore. I don't know why.
It's actually faster to level guns in Plunder than it is in
Didn't they get rid of Plunder?
Listen, you're right, but like when Black Ops 6 came out, it didn't get implemented into Warzone for like a month or two. It was like maybe two weeks to a month, so you couldn't level up those guns until it went into Warzone and you could play it in Plunder. So that's why you buy the game.
Activision is pay to win? No,
not necessarily, but I mean, pay to get an early advantage, I guess you could say. But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of the same thing with prestiging. You lose all the guns or all the attachments and stuff when you do that. So
and you just buy a skin that you always have, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, always have till they take it away.
Yeah, then you buy the next skin.
Yeah,
Meta.
I'm not buying. I'm not. Oh, God, I still want the Silent Bob skin, but I'm not paying $30 for a skin. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Not going to happen.
Throwing this out there, The Bear season 4 comes out June 25th. I know Travis loved that show, and
I really liked the first season.
The first 2 were pretty good.
Even the second season was good.
Yeah, the
third season was bad.
So the third season, so Missa actually worked in the restaurant industry for quite a while. Mm-hmm. And she felt that the third season really did encompass what it was to be on shift in one of those diners. The amount of stress that you have in but
we don't want that. It was just.
I'm sure there was a lot of like backstory side chats.
There
wasn't even much when it came to the actual like them cooking like it was in the first 2. And I understand the stress and stuff like that. I mean, I've watched a lot of Gordon Ramsay, just saying, but it's just. When I'm watching a show of like The Bear and he's done this talent and it's a stressful situation. How are they improving this restaurant? I don't want to just sit there and listen to the audio for an hour to hear them talk about making a one dish for the night and nothing. Like, action actually happens of diners and stuff.
I think I got through the whole season, but it just wasn't my.
I don't remember if I did or not. I'll be honest.
Wasn't my thing. I hope it gets good because we're running out of stuff. I'm running out of stuff to watch right now. But
how are you running out of things to watch?
Like good things to watch. I mean,
I started watching 2.5 Men again. And that's got a lot of seasons.
The what's it? Wednesday, the girlfriend watched the Fever Game without me. I was pretty pissed when I got upstairs.
Oh man.
So let me get this straight. You get chastised if you want to come down and hang out with your boys during the draft. But yet she will just backstab you and watch the Fever Game.
She backstabbed me hard. Because I come upstairs and it was like the end of the game. I come upstairs and I saw a TikTok that showed that they had played. And I'm like, did they play tonight? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what the hell, man?
Is that the one where she's paying for the technical for her teammate?
No, that was the first game. I watched that game.
My wife would watch. So whenever, like, if my wife is doing something and I'm watching a show by myself, I watch just like random shows, like that 70s show. I actually started getting back into Even Stevens on Disney just because it's Even Stevens, and like 2.5 Men. But in case the kids come out, it's not something inappropriate somebody can watch, and it's kind of funny. But
I can still enjoy Malcolm in the Middle, I guess. So I gotta give you that.
So and then like she watches a show. She's really bad at watching shows. She'll be on her phone all the time, all that good stuff, unless I'm there to like smack her phone out of her hand or something. But she will watch. When we were watching Yellowstone, she'd just turn on episodes of Yellowstone while I was doing something else. I'm like, she'd be like, oh yeah, I turned on the TV while I was...
you haven't seen yet?
Yeah. Turn on the... Ooh. I mean, we've watched them all now, but like she'd be cleaning the house or something while I'm at work and she'd turn on Yellowstone and kind of watch some of it. And I'm like, well, now I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, that sucks.
You guys do know that. This is more for CC, I guess, but I guess you need to put that into your vows if you and Bree ever actually get married. Until death do us part, or you continue watching a show without me. I think that should be grounds for a legitimate divorce. If you have,
prenup. Put it in the prenup.
Right. If you have a show that is like your show as a couple and they go ahead of it. Now, I have the opposite problem where I'll watch something with Missa and she'll fall asleep during it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll
My
just
wife
be
did that a lot.
lazy, or like she'll have the remote and it'll be under her pillow because we'll be watching it in bed. And so I'll just leave it on for like an episode or two, or I'll end up falling asleep and waking up being like, hey, you, like, turn it off. And then she'll watch it and catch up, later on. But it took her like 5 or 6 sittings to finish a movie because she kept falling asleep. I watched the same like 45 minutes of the end of the movie like 4 or 5 times before she finally finished it. So it's rough.
As far as I'm concerned, if you've already watched the show one time, like let's say Bree falls asleep and I'm watching like season 3, episode 4. If I bust through like 4 episodes, that's on her, and we've already seen it. That's on her.
Because you started it?
But one thing she hates is like I'll fall asleep like halfway through a movie. And then the next night I'll wake up later and I'll be like, I want to watch that. So I'll rewind it. And she's like, I already watched this. Like she hates that, but I do it all the time. I did it with Goonies the other night.
You need another TV. Asleep. Tell her to.
Well, we've got plenty of TVs, but
one of those little stands right next to the bed. She can just pull up her own thing with headphones.
I tell her, I'm like, you're on your phone anyway. Just play your phone. Like, do your thing.
Watch your phone. My wife does that during movies anyway, so I don't have to tell her.
Right.
Go ahead.
You go.
You go.
I was just gonna say that, Cece, if you're looking for something to watch, I guess Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra.
Nope.
That was
that's a game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a game?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it was supposed to come out this year.
Okay, your notes aren't helping me today.
You know what? That's my apologies. The Rise of Hydra was a game that was supposed to come out. It was the Captain America Black Panther game, and it was supposed to come out this year, but now it's being delayed till 2026. They said it's because they want to polish it, but they originally announced it in 2022, so I don't know how polishing they're doing to go from that to another year back from when they initially said that it was going to be released. So
speaking of a game that needs polish, Cece, I've got to call you out on your takes on Marathon.
We've already done this on the podcast.
No, we haven't. We talked about it on the podcast, and that's when you're like, "Oh my god, it looks so great."
But then I said it looked bad because I watched it in the podcast.
Did you hear about the copyright?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know that, Kai, this is like the 4th or 5th time that they've been caught doing the exact same thing, and every time they blame it on the contractor.
This is so hard for me because I'm a Halo guy. I love Halo. Amazing. And Bungie they just keep making bad decisions, man. They just keep making bad decisions.
A lot of people are saying that Marathon was their like real last chance to get back into the gaming industry. The other side of it is that people think that Destiny 3 will actually come out and give them a chance.
They better hope Destiny 3, they can make it until Destiny 3 comes out.
They better not use the same exact art from an Instagram post from 2017. I'm just saying. Copy and paste.
The worst thing about the whole, that whole plagiarism or copywriting or whatever you want to call it, is that the head of design followed that artist for years and then is claiming that, I had no idea this was happening.
It's almost identical. It's almost copy and paste.
No, it is identical. It is identical.
No, it is.
Everything's exactly the same. The only thing they did was like some of the words they try to cover up.
The only one that wasn't identical was one of the guns from Destiny that is one of the most well-known guns out there, and that's the Ace of Spades. It was that revolver. And all they did was add a little different detail and change the color on it. But again, it was identical to...
This is my take on this, right? Like, I don't know, is this like a well-known artist that they're stealing from?
No.
I mean, it was to the designer because they've been following him forever.
Right. But like, let's say that I'm a designer or whatever, and I design stuff and I post it on the internet. If Bungie came to me and was like, hey man, we'd really like to use your art. Like, I would be ecstatic about it.
Except
and it wouldn't cost you hardly anything,
Apparently it's not Bungie. So I guess Bungie is hiring contractors. The contractors are stealing the art. At least that's their story.
Mm-hmm.
It just sounds like you're.
But like the contractor, even if the contractor, but like even if the contractor be like, "Hey, I'm making a game for Bungie. I really like your style. I would love to work with you." Like, what's it going to cost? A couple grand? I mean, a copy of the game and like, a spot in the, what
The thing is that they don't want to share that spotlight. They want to have their name on it.
Yeah, but how do you think you're going to get away with copy and pasting something, basically?
Especially nowadays, you know how many videos I've seen of people on like TikTok going, this person made an exact copy of my video, and they'll play a clip of their video, then the copier's video, and do that throughout the whole video, and you're like, that's exactly the same. Yeah.
I just don't understand how you think you're going to get away with that instead of just giving the person credit.
The person's signature was on it.
Was it really?
Yeah, the way they do their signature is like a little symbol type of thing. That was on the art, and then it was plastered all over it.
So I didn't hear about.
Yeah.
So I was like, anyway,
that image was what we used for the thumbnail a couple weeks ago. I think.
I will say that Marathon
now we're copywriting.
It's just going downhill. Everything about it. They basically took all the money that they made off the Destiny players and said, we're going to use this to find new fans. Sorry about your luck. When they tried to focus test this with Tarkov streamers, because that's who they want to compete with, none of the Tarkov streamers want anything to do with it, because if you compare the two side by side, I'm sorry, but it's like, playing a modern Mario game to Mario Brothers. Like, yeah, the only reason the old one is good is because of the nostalgia at this point. But if the original Mario Brothers came out today without any IP to it, you'd look at it and be like, what the hell is this? Why would I ever play worse knockoff?
The thing that I hate the most about this is all the hate and stuff that they're getting. It's just going to I feel like it's going to stop people from wanting to make extraction shooters, because every time
it's not even an extraction shooter problem though. It's an art problem. It has nothing to do with
but the game looks bad though.
I'm sure because they were just sloppily putting it together.
The game itself should never have been put out in the way that it was, because it is an alpha. It isn't a beta. It isn't any type of a releasable thing.
When's the release on that?
I have no idea. But when that's all you have, that's all everyone is going to look at. And then a couple weeks later, when a game like Arc Raider comes out, supposedly also in its alpha, and you get someone
looks insane.
You get someone like Shroud playing that thing for the entire week when he only put in a couple days or a couple of hours into this other one. I don't know. It all looks bad. I do like what Arc Raiders did with the difference between AI and humans.
Agreed.
So if it's an AI, it's mechanical. Like you can tell that it is not a person coming at you. A lot of times in Tarkov, you don't know if it's a boss, if it's a raider, if it's a player. You just kind of see it in the distance, right?
Same thing in Marauders and stuff too. Yeah.
So the release date is supposedly September 23rd, 2025. That's coming up here.
I don't think that's happening.
So it's going to compete with. Isn't that when Tarkov's supposed to come out, or no? I think Tarkov pushed itself back.
I don't know, but
I do know
if they're still in alpha, how are they going to get through beta?
Borderlands 4 is supposed to come out early September.
I think Borderlands can come back. I think that if they come back at 60, 70, I think that a lot of people will just kind of.
If they drop the price to $60, I'll get it. But if they keep it at 80, and the guy tells me, "Oh, you can scrape up the money,"
so it's going to be $80 because it's coming out on the Switch, and Nintendo has already put out that all of their games are going to be $80 now.
I'm not even going to get the Switch.
It doesn't matter if it's
coming out on the Borderlands is coming out on the Switch.
Yep,
that's crazy.
And
well, did you hear about the Switch? I'll finish your statement, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Switch too, because there's problems with that as well. Not only just including Borderlands, but more things.
Oh, I actually I just read the thing. Yeah, I brought that up with CC yesterday. But so with the whole new Mario Kart and everything, Nintendo has already set the precedence that all of their new games are going to be $80.
Mm-hmm. That's why Xbox raised their prices. Yeah.
And that also is going to, and going back to a previous comment also about the whole vast majority of people play on PC, everyone was coming at me about how expensive PCs are and how it's not accessible. I don't think people understand how much extra money consoles end up costing you over the lifetime of the console. I mean, it's going to cost you a minimum of $100 a year if you want to play any online game. That is not something that any of the comments wanted to talk about, because the second you bring up this additional cost, they all just stop responding. I didn't. Not a single person responded to me after I posted some Google stats for it.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I would, like I said, I would have bet my left nut that there was more console players than PC players for sure. But yeah, I was wrong.
You forgot Korea exists.
Yeah, but you know, like the cost of a console used to be vastly different from a PC, but now the price of a console is like $500, $400.
That's on the low end.
That's on the low end.
Yeah, the Pro is like $700,
$800.
But then
if you buy or build a PC of a similar price point, you're going to get a better, and possibly, if you build something identical to it, it'll still be better, and it'll also be cheaper. If you build something at the same price point, it's just going to be better.
I would say because the PS5 and the Xbox One, or the new Xbox, the Xbox X, I want to say had the issue with it is there's a couple issues on either side. So one issue is they already had outdated graphics cards when they built them. Like they were already not like top tier. But at the same time, if you had like consoles really good at making games play smoothly with worse hardware. Like they're optimized better. So like it'll play better on an Xbox than it would on a PC, in my opinion. Like if like
they're optimized for console. I mean that's why you have
with those games and PC games. Yeah, but and also the difference is like to build a PC at that time would have been like $1,500 or like probably $1,300 to $1,500 compared to $500 at that. But the nice thing about PC is you can upgrade slowly. But there still is parts that are very expensive. Like I bought that graphics card for $500. That was like, that's very cheap. You know, usually you can't get a graphics card for under $1,000 that like is an upgrade.
But you bought the like newest and greatest at the time and put it into a PC that was not ready for it. I mean,
yeah, but it's still like it didn't bottleneck me like everybody said it was going to.
No,
I was able to play much better. Yeah.
No, it wasn't that. We never said that it was going to bottleneck you. The rest of your system is bottlenecked now.
Right, but yeah, it was
like so far past that you're still not getting all the use out of your CPU.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I knew I wouldn't get full use out of it, but I knew it would be better than my old card. But yeah, I think the big difference is like optimization is way better on console. You know, you can play games like so smooth on console. And
I used to get kicked out of Borderlands every time I loaded it up, started playing that game, and just my whole
on PC
system, my whole console. No, my console.
I
played it on Xbox. Whole console would freeze.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like the optimization is better for
I don't know.
on console.
I like the fact that I can upgrade my hard drive for less than $600, because if you want a better hard drive, guess what? You're buying a Pro now.
Well, no, you can switch out the storage in all those consoles pretty easily. The storage is easily switched
not anymore. I don't think.
Warranty?
No, it is. Yeah. It is. No, not with storage switching. I don't believe so.
I thought that anything that opened up the console voided the warranty.
So typically, like it's like a side thing.
I think there was a law case on that or something like that.
I think the upgrading the storage is fine. I mean, you could also buy an external hard drive for like super cheap and use it with your console as well. So storage wise,
you might as well just get a PC for the price.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a PC guy, so
I mean, look at the price of the Switch 2 is supposed to be $500 when it comes out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But here's the worst part about that.
Oh my!
You get the Switch 2 for $500.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really owning the Switch 2.
Nope.
Yeah, DrZusse was telling me about this yesterday.
Yeah, so it's like a lease now. So basically, if you make any modifications to that are unauthorized, you're just gonna have it bricked instantly. They're gonna log in. They're gonna brick the whole system, and then the games themselves. If you don't have Wi-Fi, right, and you pay the extra $10 for that game card, it's no longer a game card. It's a key card. It gives you a key to be able to go online and download that game onto your Switch.
It is nothing.
So you don't have a physical game
license to play the game now.
Wow.
And the worst, best, whatever, because I have been talking nothing but trash on Nintendo for months now. It is in the user agreements that you cannot sue them.
So this reminds me a lot of like when the Xbox One and the PS4 were coming out, the whole Xbox thing was like, you have to be connected to the internet at all times. A lot of people had like a big problem with that. I don't see it lasting with Nintendo. I don't see that being like a thing because I think it's going to hurt them. I think I'm initially.
Well, yeah, it's going to hurt them.
But Xbox backpedaled on that stuff, you know. But I mean, you never know with that kind of thing. I mean, it just, you know.
I doubt they're going to backpedal on that. I mean, look at they sued Palworld for something after.
Xbox had to backpedal because you were not allowed to play your physical copy games without.
Yeah.
This is no longer a physical copy game. You are now just getting basically a physical copy of a CD code.
Right, but what I'm saying though is that was Xbox's. They put that out there that they were going to do that, just like Nintendo has put that out there. They're going to do that. It's possible that they get enough negative feedback that they backpedal, because Xbox did backpedal on that, right? I believe so. I'm just saying
I just don't understand how you buy a system and they tell you can't do something with it. It doesn't make any sense.
Well,
if I buy an Xbox and I want to take it apart and build it within like a small toaster and play off of a toaster, that's on me. Like, I should be able to do that. They shouldn't be like, listen, you took out the outer case, we're going to shut down your whole Xbox.
I agree. I completely agree. But it's kind of similar to like that whole Sony deal where they canceled, you know, all those games and movies and TV shows that people had bought.
But that was licensing. That was digital. It's
a license. I mean, you don't truly own any games that you bought on Steam.
But there's a difference. There's a difference between the games, especially the digital downloads. I mean, I still feel like you should get like a copy to be able to download and be able to play it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, there's a difference between me buying a system, right, and then them telling me what I can and cannot do with that system.
Right. But luckily, they've told you that before it even comes out. So don't buy it. Right.
Well, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm not going to buy it. Red was going to buy it. He's not going to buy it anymore.
At least they didn't, and that's what I'm saying. They're going to get. They could get enough negative feedback that they change their mind on that. Whether they do or not, we won't know until it happens. But
Nintendo doesn't.
It's the same thing. Well, you never know. I mean, if it hurts their bottom line, they're going to have to. But
Palworld hurt their bottom line. They doubled down. The $80.
Listen, I don't work for Nintendo. Okay, I don't know. All I'm saying is, if it hurts them enough, they're going to have to do something. But it was similar with. Well, they're not, as we all know. Nobody's untouchable. But you know, in a couple weeks when they backpedal on this, maybe we'll see. Because I don't see this sticking. There's just no way. Because who's going to spend money on a console that, if you download something that you get banned and lose it? Yeah, me. But I'm a very small
apparently
part.
You are the average person if you're going off of what Randy Pitchford's going to say.
I'm not the
fan. Well, you're going to find a way to buy it.
I'm not a Borderlands guy. I own all of them, but I've never even played half of them.
I'm not talking about Borderlands. You've already said that you're willing to pay between $600 and $800 to play the new GTA. You are literally the person that CEO is targeting.
I said $1,000.
I did. Yeah. Jeez, I did talk to a couple guys today. One of them said they wouldn't do it if it
Pro is $700 in the game.
He said if it was $100, he wouldn't do it. But the other guy said that if it was if GTA 6 came out at $200, he'd do it. I was like, that's crazy. I would not.
Honestly, if we're just throwing money around, we should all just be Dr. Lupo, willing to pay off some things to try to get some good publicity again.
This is even worse because they're not going to accept that.
I am saying it again. Okay, I have said it about Nick Merckx, and now I am saying it about Lupo. You're a bitch. You have been the biggest thing about not cheating and have thrown tirades and tangents and here you are, and this is what you did, and you're just going to try to throw money at it to make it go away.
Well, and the sad part is he knows they're not going to accept it, so it's just him offering, because there's no way they're going to accept that. They should.
They should,
but they won't. They won't. Well, they don't want to be involved with him at all.
Here's the thing. Yeah, they're not going to want to be involved. But here's the thing too: is if you have that much money to throw around, why were you cheating in a competition for money?
We said people say it was just because of his ego. Multi-millionaire cheating in a $100,000 tournament that could have changed people's lives.
Had to have been ego, and you ruined so many people's lives, and then you're going to be like, "I'll pay for." I'm
sorry.
Like,
I'm sorry. I
you already ruined it.
I liked Lupo. But like cheating, like you're cheating, and you've been fighting cheaters fighting cheating in video games for how long, and now you're doing it.
Damn, if there was only another content creator that got caught cheating that you still absolutely love,
you just can't stop bringing up Dr. Disrespect. He didn't cheat in a video game.
Oh, the pediatrician. He did cheat. He cheated on his wife.
Dr. Disrespect.
The pediatrician. The guy that loves kids way too much, that wants to meet them at random Twitch cons.
I'm so tired of hearing about this every fucking episode.
I mean, it hasn't been proven, but
again,
it hasn't been disproven.
Yeah.
You can't innocent until proven guilty. I'm just saying. Well, I'm not going to be mad at the guy. I understand why people avoid it, but
we should just call this the "Let's Talk Shit About Dr. Disrespect" podcast because every single episode this is brought up.
Pediatrician.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Helldivers 2, by the way. I've been playing a lot of that game lately.
So tired of hearing about it.
Helldivers 2, so they just came out with like their biggest update yet. It's got weapon customizations now. So you can change your scopes. You can add underbarrel only on some guns, though, not all guns. And they have skins. But it costs requisite forms. And we're fighting on Super Earth now. Which, who would have thought we would ever get there?
On Super Earth, wow.
On Super Earth. Here's part of the problem, though, which, I mean, it's not a problem. It's kind of cool, but it's not at the same time. So there's it's almost like the National Guard, I guess, because they are the fighting force on Earth, and they're helping you fight. It's just obviously a little AI that isn't as strong as the Helldivers, but they're helping. They shoot some of the squid and stuff like that. But you have civilians running around. So as civilians are running around, if they get killed, you lose requisition. So at the very end, when your stuff totals up, if you killed civilians, you lose some, which
I might have thought back on that game just to try that because that would be kind of cool.
You should. So it's pretty fun.
Did all of the enemies get to Super Earth because the game lost its popularity and they've just been slowly creeping in, or was this story based?
No.
Like what?
It was kind of story based. That we created a black hole that they came through and were able to blitz basically to.
Okay, because the original storyline, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was that we were defending Super Earth and just moving them away, and then as we moved them farther out, they got more difficult. So then they pushed back, and we just had this. It was
like a tug of war, right?
You had the Terminids that you were fighting the bugs or whatever on one side, the automatons on the other, and apparently, like the automatons were created by the Illuminate, which the Illuminate squids, all that good stuff, are the ones who were fighting now on Super Earth. They kind of came in, and I mean they came in shortly before, like it lost its popularity, but when they decided to undo all the nerfing. Is kind of when it started picking back up, and now people are like, defend Super Earth. Let's get back to it.
This sounds very much like the whole story to StarCraft, where the Protoss actually created the Zerg in order to like decimate planets so they can then move in later on, and then they kind of just got a mind of their own and did their own thing, creating the.
Wasn't that like Alien versus Predator? The aliens were actually just like things for them to have to hunt, and then they would
Yeah, something like that. But basically, it's this like eternal war between three factions. You have like an advanced alien faction. You have the human faction. And you have a bug faction. And one faction created the bugs, and then so on and so forth. But no, it just sounded very reminiscent of the Star Wars thing, or not Star Wars. I'm sorry, StarCraft. I'm wondering if Blizzard is going to be popping in here with a lawsuit now because everyone seems to be just.
I thought it looked a lot like Starship Troopers when I played it. So,
when you're fighting the Terminids and then Terminator when you're fighting the automatons, I mean, the squid kind of sucks. So they've got this monster that's kind of like a charger, really annoying because there's not a head on it. There's like 8 different heads that are all just like a big little blob that is swinging at you and charging you. Real annoying. I hate it. It's like the squid charger, and it's the worst thing because you can't just shoot one spot and kill it. You have to like shoot it 100 times. It's just got like a health bar. Really annoying. And then they have like this jet that flies in. It like has a little blue line where it's going to start shooting, and then it just comes in and just lays out, destroys your turrets, destroys your squad mates, all that good stuff like instantly. Super annoying. But it looks like we're going to defeat them for this mission, but just one 2 technically sectors away is both the Terminids and the automatons. So I have a feeling the next fight is going to be within the next square, and we're going to have to choose which one we're going to push back and which one is going to get into Super Earth again, and then we're going to have to fight those ones.
Yeah, I got to say I was wrong about that game. It's they're doing the right things. So, good job.
Well,
they're making it interesting.
Does anyone else feel really weird or awkward when you're trying to describe the story or like anything about a video game? And like halfway through when you're explaining it, you're like, I'm a grown ass man talking about this kind of thing.
No, I just usually run into like, I'm a fucking nerd, ain't I? I'm a nerd.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know.
Nerds are cool nowadays, okay?
I get part of the way through, and all of a sudden it's just, I don't want to say it anymore. I don't want to keep going on the whole thing. You know, like you talk about something like Tarkov, fine, whatever. But you get into one of those like in-depth stories, and it's just like,
I tell you one that's hard to talk about. Schedule 1 makes you start feeling a little sketchy. Makes you feel a little weird, like you're doing
makes
something
me feel
wrong.
Like I'm back home.
Yeah,
there is one last thing though that I want to talk about because I think it's super cool. And if I go to build my next PC, I think I'm going to use it. Mm-hmm. Which you didn't buy a new case, right? You just bought like a new motherboard and RAM and all that?
So I bought a new case and I bought new.
Oh, you did buy a new case?
Like 4 months ago.
Oh yeah,
I bought a new case and I bought a new power supply. Yeah,
so what you said you've been looking at the Corsair because you like the Corsair. It was a new Corsair 2 case, wasn't it?
No, I bought an NZXT case. Yeah.
Okay, so Corsair has an Air 5400 case, which it looks sweet.
It's got a Corsair case. Corsair cases are amazing.
Yeah. This one has a triple chamber device now. So basically it puts all the components in different cases or different areas of the case. Mm-hmm. So like the hot air from your GPU won't exhaust onto your CPU. Yeah. Which I mean obviously is instantly amazing. Yeah. But then they have the fans have like these, they're kind of like cooling ducts. It's like a little plastic piece that goes over the fan with a little U shape so it directs the air, which I mean, narrows it and then increases the velocity of the fan without having to increase the actual RPMs of the fan. Yeah, and it pushes that air into those sections. Amazing. It looks sweet, awesome. But it keeps the speed and the volume of the fans down, which is awesome.
So I'm looking at it. There is one big difference from what my current case is, because I mean, I don't know if you guys are able to see it or not, but I do have the hinge that they're talking about. I have the dual chamber on it. A lot of
this one has a triple chamber, not a dual.
So the third chamber I don't have is where the fans are in the front of it.
Mine's got dual too.
But like all of my cable management is completely behind, and I don't have to worry about any of it because there's an entire, I'm going to say like a 2.5 to 3 inch section on the backside of the motherboard that is just all for cable management.
Yeah, this case is like, the same, I think.
I've got like this much space for cable management in the back because it splits. My case is like this wide. And so, like, it's got a split in the middle, and but
this one has like a little pegboard for the cable management on the back, so you can move the actual cable holders at different spots where you want it.
Mine's got that too.
You has it too? Okay.
Yeah.
And then this one also has it's either equal to or similar to Zeus's. I don't think it's the same because his is like just yours is square, right? It's just a square body.
This is like normal size, I think.
Well, I'm not talking about size. I'm talking about like it's a square body, right?
So my case is the Crystal Series 6400.
Mm-hmm.
If you look up the two side by side, other than where the fan placements is, they look very similar.
Well, this one has like a curved panoramic kind of glass to get 2 hinge doors. So like the front kind of like comes off, the corner is rounded, and then the front will come off, so you can install parts a lot easier. I know your case opens at least one side.
Yeah.
But yours is more of like a square box type of thing, right? It's not a rounded edge or anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they just figured out what they did wrong with the old one. So in order to do anything on the old one, you actually have to remove a lot of the hardware to get to certain things.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah.
Like if you want to remove the glass on the front of my case, you have to remove the fans, you have to remove the radiator. You basically have to pull the whole thing apart because of where the screws are for it. But the fans are on a hinge to where if you don't have a radiator, you can just swing the fans around to get into the front of the case.
Yeah, nice.
I'm not going to keep talking about the whole thing. We're overtime. Kai, you have anything else?
I think that was the last one that I really had, but
so
either way.
Basically Borderlands 4th L, Bungie takes an L, Dr. Lupo is still taking L's, and the bear's coming out. Did I miss anything?
The bear.
The bear's coming up.
The bear.
The bear.
Yeah, I'm good, Kai. Take it away, man. Let's wrap it up.
Absolutely. Thanks everybody for watching. Let us know in the comments what you agree or disagree with. We know it'll happen on Instagram and TikTok, YouTube.
At me, people. At me.
Yeah. If there's anything that you want us to talk about next week, again, leave that in the comments as well. We'll bring it up next week. You can watch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio. I'm going to work on a way to get us back up on Rumble. Feel free to follow us on our socials. We got Patreon, Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram.